Hey, what's up guys, it's Baseball Addict here, and we're making a brand new episode of Robocraft, but this time we're going to do something a little bit different. Instead of us playing a game, we're going to actually go through everything of how the game actually works and what everything does. So, first of all, I'm just going to show you what I have on my robot. It's complete trash, but don't worry about it. We're just beginner robot. I just modified it a tiny bit, just covered up the pilot seat a bit. That's pretty much it. But what we have here is this here, the plasma launcher. It uses plasmas, and it's only tier 1. And the top mount, as you can see, is that. That shoots like lasers, like it just shoots like little lasers. If you have 6 of those, that's like the top speed you could go with lasers, pretty much. But if you have less than 6, it's gonna shoot a little bit slower. It's not gonna feel as fast as 6. But once you add more than 6 top mount guns, it's not gonna go faster and faster each time you add some. It's gonna stop at 6, and then that's as fast as it's gonna go. Maybe you could add more, that's great, but just saying, if you have 6, it's gonna stay that fast at 6. Anyways, let's continue. Got our normal wheels. The normal spinning wheel spins in one direction, and this one can also turn 50-degree angle. Don't know why my steering wheel's in the back of my car. That makes no sense. Robocraft, what are you doing with me? Okay, we're gonna open up the tech tree now, and as you can see, there's a lot of things left to be unlocked. Like, it's just crazy. And we're starting here, obviously. Start, duh. But we should go up the armory. And first off, I'm just gonna say the ranking system pretty much is when you're in tier 1, you get tier 1 stars. See those? You get tech points. So you get tier 1 tech points each game you play. But if you're in tier 2, you get the tier 2 tech points, and then tier 3 and tier 4, so on and so forth. So right now I'm in tier 1, so I won't be able to get tier 1 tech points. But if I upgrade my robot enough to make it into a tier 2 robot, I'll be able to use tier 2 tech points, and I'll be able to buy this green cube. As you can see, I gotta buy this one right now. Say boom, I just unlocked it. And unlocking something is not really you buying it. It's just you unlocking it, and then after you buy it, you simply go into the tech tree and buy it there. There it is. You buy it right there. Alright, let's continue with the tech. So, here we are. We got tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and every color, as you can see, is a different tier. I really like pink, so pink and blue, nice combo. But you really want to have the strongest tier. Like, I know that colors are cool and everything, but if you want pink, but you're like a tier 6 robot and you're fighting with other tier 6 robots, you might want to change to blue, because you're gonna die real easily if you're just pink, because pink is a lot weaker than blue, and that's not gonna end well for you, and it sucks. And you can see here, you got tier 10. They're black and red. It looks crazy. I mean, this is for the TX1. These are for mega robots. When you get past tier 10, you have the opportunity, and if you have a certain amount of CPU, you have the opportunity to buy a mega pilot seat, which is all the way down here. Right here, the mega seat. You buy that, and you buy the mega ship, and you can build yourself a mega robot, which will be used for like battles. As you go here, you go to battle, you get to be a mega boss. Mega boss versus everyone else. Like, everyone else. It's just 1v like 20, something like that. I don't know. I haven't counted. But yeah, you get to build a mega robot, and it's really great. But that's gonna take a while. Then let's go down to weapons and stuff. So the front mount, very similar to top mount. It shoots lasers. But front mount, it doesn't. It only goes up and down. Like, it doesn't rotate around. It just goes up and down. It's used. It's better to put it if you have a flying robot. It's better to have that on your flying robot because it can only go up and down, and it's just better that way. It goes at a certain angle. Actually, I'm gonna buy it to see how much what the angle is on it. Front mount. There we go. Buy that. There we go. Let's see. It's gonna be like, okay. So it has a 160-degree angle, side to side. It's meant to see. It's meant like that. While top mount is completely different. Or it's called not top mount. Yeah, top mount is just circles and up and down. And this one really goes up and down. It goes like this. Yeah, 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 yeah. It doesn't rotate like this one at all. So it's best to use it to put it under your flying vehicle or something like that. All right, and we talked about the top mount, and so yeah, again, with tech points you get to upgrade more and more and unlock more things, and it's great. And then in a recent update, not too long ago, they added nanotech distributors. So these are really cool. I'm glad they added this to the game, and like it's a real game changer. And all it does is it can heal other robots pretty much. It repairs robots, and it's really awesome, and I love it. But it repairs slower, as you can see. It heals slower than a top mount does damage, if that makes sense. Anyways, the Tesla blade, that's really cool. You pretty much bump into someone with that and it causes serious damage. It is so cool. You read a little bit here. A melee weapon causing massive damage. It has a fixed ammo that can only be used once. Nano healing restores the ammo. That's quite interesting. I have a feeling that you have to be healed in order to like repair, like to reload the Tesla blade. So as you see here, each tier you get more blades. So I'm assuming you only got one shot with this blade, and then this blade you got two shots, and then this one you got three. Pretty cool, right? And yep, you just keep upgrading better and better and better. And the railgun. Railgun is for you snipers out there. People that like to sit back on the map and just like to snipe people. This is for you. Railgun is meant for sniping at long range. As you can see right here, super accurate and devastating damage at long range, but with a very long reload time. So it does take a really long time to reload. Probably, yeah, it takes more time to reload than a plasma launcher, but it's really effective. It's really nice. So don't try to go close quarters with this. If someone's coming at you straight on and you ran out of ammo and you're reloading, you should run away and hope for the best, because that's not gonna end well. And yeah, these are really powerful. You could easily one-shot someone with those if you hit him perfectly right at the pilot seat. But yeah, these are so great to have. I love those. But yeah, it's not good for close quarters. And it's just this game is nicely balanced. So it has long reload time, but it's really strong. That's it. Plasma launcher is up next, and we have plasma launcher is just really powerful. It just shoots a plasma. It's like a cannon kind of. I think of it as a cannon. I don't think of it as a launcher. I think it's a cannon. Do you add more? I'd say you should definitely add a lot of those. It's not like the top mount, but the plasma launcher, if you add a lot of those, it helps, because that means if you hit that robot with all of the plasma balls or whatever, it does a lot more damage. So I would definitely think about adding a bunch of those to your robot if you can. At least 6. 6 is a magical number in this game. You have to at least have 6 of those. So yeah. As you can see, You go up in the tier, get stronger and stronger and stronger, and the Mega Launcher looks really badass. Like, look at it. It reminds me of like Bumblebee a little bit. You know, Bumblebee has like his cannons. You know, it looks like Bumblebee's cannons. I love Bumblebee. All right, so we're gonna go over here. They added this too with around the same time they added a nano distributors. And here's the electro plate. It's pretty much a shield. It's basically a shield. It self regenerates, recharges after a cooldown period if you do not take damage. So pretty much it eats up your bullets, but like once like it's like low on power, like as you see, it's like the colors there. That means it's charged. But like when you take damage, you see that it gets darker and darker. When it runs out of energy, it breaks pretty much when someone shoots it and it breaks. But if it's not broken and it's just dark, it will recharge after a while, and it's pretty great. You got a bunch of designs. Each design is different sizes. These are really tiny. These are good for hovers. You go into that later. These are good for wings and such. People use these a lot to cover up the front of their vehicles, and you got to be really, thinking. Do I want a lot of blocks on my vehicle, or do I want electroplates? Because electroplates are hard to fit, and you gotta have it fit really oddly into your vehicle in order for it to actually fit, and it's kind of hard to do, and it's a lot of testing you have to do. I had to buy like a bunch of like electroplates because I said I want to see. Okay, I think that might fit, so I'm gonna buy it. So I buy one and it doesn't fit. So if you're thinking about testing out a new electroplate, make sure you only buy one because these are really expensive. Once you get to unlock them, they're like really expensive. And if you buy one and it doesn't fit, it's a bummer. So try not to buy a lot in one time. Make sure it fits, and if it does, then you could buy more if you need any. And here's a tier 10 electro plates. They're really interesting. So these are the tier 10 electrical plates. Tier 10 electrical plates have all the plates right here. These are all the plates. It has all the plates, but in tier 10 version, which is pretty cool. I like that. And here's the mega plate for the Megabot. It's pretty neat down there. And there's another mega plate there. It's awesome. And then helium, armored helium. Helium is pretty much what it says. It's helium. It makes your robot lighter. So it can help a lot with aircrafts. I really honestly don't use those for my planes. But if you want to have a robot, some people use a strat. They make a robot and they put a bunch of helium in it so it just stays at the top of the map and just snipes up there. For me, I don't like that because you're kind of setting a duck up there and you can't really hide behind a mountain or anything. You're just stuck in the sky. Anyone can see you. But it's good to have. Actually, I've seen people with that and they've done really well. They would either have a rail gun or they would have a top mount. You know, not a top mount, but a front mount SMGs up there. Pretty cool. I like it. And let's go down here to our radars and radar jammers and such. So you got our classical enemy radar. It can detect enemies behind terrain and out of the view at a fixed range. And so pretty much each tier of the enemy radar, it gets more range. And yeah, the radar jammer, pretty much what it says. Like, how do you not know what a radar jammer is? Like, you don't have to read this to know what a radar jammer is. Come on. Jammers stack so the more jammers, the more hidden you are on a radar. Makes sense, I guess. Radar receiver, pretty much I know what it is. I'm not gonna even look. Alright, I'm not gonna even look. I know what this freaking thing is. Pretty much is if your teammate sees someone on their radar, if you have that radar receiver on your robot, you can see what they see on their radar, which is pretty neat. Of course, you have to be in certain range in order to see it. So you can see right here. Receive enemies that your allies pick up on their enemy radars. Pretty cool. Yep, tier 10. You get to unlock the mega seat there in the mega ship. Of course. Alright, we're going to go down here to thrusters. These are for the people that want to go fast. Or, thrusters are mostly for planes. Or just hovercrafts. I wouldn't recommend using thrusters on vehicles. You won't see a difference at all. To me, I did not see a difference in adding thrusters to my vehicle because I don't know just how the game works. But thrusters mainly for flying vehicles and hover vehicles. And see here, each time you get a new tier, it's gonna be stronger, of course. Now it's also gonna be bigger, which you gotta watch out for. Because you might think, oh, I had this thruster before, let me just upgrade it to a new one, because, you know, it's stronger and faster. Well, do you have the space for it? That's the thing. Alright, so you go all the way down here to tier 10, and it looks like a tank, dude, look at that. That looks like a rocket. Like, dude. Alright. And they just added this to arrow rods. They're pretty cool. I'm actually happy they added this. It's like an extension to your robot. If somehow you don't have space on your robot, you can just add these extensions on, and then I would use that to attach electro plates or weapons, because sometimes it won't fit on your robot without having like some rod hovering it away from your the cubes on your robot, which is pretty neat. I like that. It come in different shapes and sizes. There's short and long, and then there's the L shapes. Yeah, they all come in different tiers. The highest is tier 10. And yeah, all different colors as well. And then the hover blade. Hover blades, everyone likes hover blades. They're real neat. I like them, but you gotta watch out when you use a hover blade. You have to test it out a lot, because it's really hard to make a perfect hovercraft. Because sometimes you could flip over on your back and you're just stuck on your back. You can't flip back over. Or sometimes you're in the beginning game, the clock starts 0 and the game's starting and you just flip over automatically. Like, what the heck just happened? Yeah, you gotta do a lot of testing in your hover blades if you're gonna use a hover blade. To me, I didn't do that well, but it's really cool to have. I've seen a lot of healers use this, and healers would have like electro plates surrounding the entire robot, and then their hover blades are like covering them up. It's really cool. Like those take hits. Like healers, you need to have electro plates because you're gonna get attacked a lot. People would take out your healers first before anyone else, because like, hey, if you take out the healer, then no one can heal. No one can get healed. So it's really important if you're gonna be a healer to use electro plates. But it's really cool to have a hover blade for healers. That's what I've seen in my experience. And then we have the caterpillar track. These are like for the people that like to be tanks. Total badasses, you know, they just want to roll out and climb over anything and just destroy, you know. Caterpillar tracks, obviously, those things are huge. They're just massive, you know. They climb over any terrain. Obviously, each tier track is stronger. And for each tier, I didn't mention this before, but for each tier you go up, it would have more health, as you can see right there. This one has 356 for thruster, and then this one has 617. A lot more health, as you can see there, so it could take a lot more hits. So that's great. Oh, where am I going? Oh gosh. Okay, yeah. The caterpillar track, it goes down to tier 10. Pretty great. I'm just gonna go around and then come back here. Okay, good. So here's an aerofoil. These are for people that want to make planes. They're before there wasn't any rudders. You're gonna have to use aerofoils for rudders before, and that was like kind of weird. You were like having this giant, you know, airfoil on the like to able to turn, but now they added the rudders, so it's less space, and it's pretty much rudders are for you to be able to turn. I've seen people use only rudders, so they were like really like agile and they would go crazy, and it's just no. I tried using that. It was okay, but it was just really hard to control. I use aerofoils. I have tier 8 right now. It's pretty nice. Um, yeah, people would use planes. Um, if you're gonna make a plane, make sure everything is evenly balanced. If everything's not even balanced, you're either gonna fly straight up and do flips and shit, or you're gonna not be able to take off at all, which you don't want. So make sure everything is even. If you feel like one side's gonna be heavy, but you don't want to take off any blocks, then that's a time when you should start using some helium tanks. You should start using some armored helium. If one side is heavy and you don't want to take off any blocks, you should like cut up in the inside of your robot and just replace those cubes with the helium. That's what I would do if one side's a little bit heavier than the other. And also, thrusters are really important for your planes. If you place them in bad areas, like if you place all the thrusters in one spot, it's not gonna fly straight. It's just gonna keep going down, or it's gonna keep going up. Um, Make sure there's thrusters all around your plane. If not, you're going to fall a lot and run into things. Um, Try to have more than two aerofoils. I have two on each side of my plane, but they're stacked on top of each other, so it looks like one. But if you just have two and one gets shot off, you're gonna go straight into the ground. So try to have four of those at least on your robot, and try to have at least three rudders on your robot. One on top and one on the left and right side of your robot. So you can control your robot well. And you have to be careful. Once a rudder gets shot, it's going to be really hard for you to rotate and stuff, and it's terrible. I hate it so much. So I just added this. You can now make helicopters. It's pretty badass. I like it. I use that for my healing robot. I call him the Helper Fly. I think I sold him. Oops. Oh, that's on my different account. I can't show you. Okay, rotor blade. Yes, in tier 5. You start at tier 5. Once you're at tier 5, you're going to unlock it and stuff and whatever. As you can see here, which I didn't notice until a few days ago, once you reach tier 7, you get an extra blade. You get an extra blade. That's pretty cool. And then you get tier 8. And then tier 9, you get 4 blades. And then tier 10, you also have 4 blades. So I didn't notice that you get one extra blade. But yeah, it's also a lot bigger each time you upgrade it, and it has more health, of course, and it's worth more CPU flops or whatever. And yeah, really like the helicopter blades, the rotor blades. I actually use a rotor blade for my plane. You know, those rotor blades with the like those planes with the blade in the front. You know, my robot looks like that. It has a rotor blade in the front, and I'll probably post a picture in this video so you can see what it actually looks like. I love it. It's amazing. It's just fantastic. It's really great. I enjoy it a lot. Okay, so now we have. Let's go down here back to steering wheels. Wheels are pretty great. I don't see a lot of people using this, but it's great. I like it, but for me, it's just not my thing. I like to fly. Flying, you have that height advantage. What did I just say? You have that height advantage. So I just like flying other than just driving. It's so basic. Why do you want to be on the ground when you can be in the fucking sky? Like, come on. Anyways, you have your classical tier 2. You start with tier 1, obviously, but tier 1 is free, so it's not going to be on the tech tree. So tier 2, you have to unlock those with tier 2 tech points, and then tier 3, so on, so forth, and all that stuff. Now I see that what they added, but I have not seen anyone use this. I tried using this, and basically it's a ski. If you don't want your robot to have wheels, you can have a ski on it. It's great if you want a plane to land, I guess. But if you want to like a plane to be able to ride on the ground, you're gonna need the ski and the ski steering. If you don't have the ski steering, you're gonna just go straight and you're gonna run into a wall or something. You don't want that. They only have one tier for that because you can't really upgrade that. How would you upgrade that? Like, what? Can you ski better? How? uh, I haven't seen anyone use that much, so whatever. And I almost forgot. Look how cool tier 10 looks. It just looks like a monster. I think you can like roll over anything. Tier 9 looks just as cool. I mean, look at that. That's just amazing. And you see the Mega Wheel, TX1. That's the Mega Robot. Yeah, that's the wheel looks like. This looks so cool. And this is the steering one. They're completely different, but I think the steering one looks really cool though. It has that yellow and it looks a lot better than the normal one. Really like that. It's really cool. We're gonna go over to a thing I like to call the walkers. Actually, I like to call them spiders. Why I say walkers? They're like spiders. They're just walking around and they could jump and it's crazy. I'm glad they added this. You could walk around, you could climb up mountains and jump off, and people actually combine walking with flying. So you could like walk up a mountain and like jump off and like fly across the map. It's really cool. I like it a lot. It's great and it's really big and it has a lot. It uses up a lot of space. So if you're gonna make a walking robot, make sure you have a big robot. Make sure you use your entire garage. Like use the entire length, use the entire length of your garage if you're gonna use a walker. Because when I try to do walkers, I didn't make my robot that big, and I noticed when I bought the walker leg, it was like, oh holy crap, this thing's huge. You gotta make your robot big if you're gonna use walkers. You gotta make it big, but it also depends how many legs you're gonna use. I'd recommend at least 4 or 5. You could use more than that, but make sure you have 4 at least. 4 at least, you're good. 5 would be a lot better. 6 is actually great. So have at least 4 or 5 on your robot if you can use walker legs. I don't know if I forgot how expensive they were, but I don't know. So just be careful. If you see the price, if it's really expensive, make sure you have a different robot that can get you money first before you can. Wait, did my robot just turn tier 2? I just noticed this. My robot just turned tier 2, guys. Yeah, this is the new update. So, okay. I hate this update. Before, the game wasn't like this. The game was not like this at all. See, what they did is they put the gun apparently now determines what rank you are. If you have a tier 2 gun on your robot, you're tier 2. If you're tier 3 gun in your robot, you're tier 3. I hate that so much. Right now, my robot is complete shit, and if I would have gone into a tier 2 battle, I would have gotten wrecked. Well, if I had more tier 2 guns, of course, but as you can see, my armor is not that good. I'm using free armor right now, and I'm already tier 2 robot. Before, uh, it was ranked on, see, robot ranking. As you see right there, robot ranking, it was determined by robot ranking. And the more, it makes no sense anymore. I can't believe that the guns determine what rank you are now, which is total BS. And please watch out when you're going up tiers. Make sure you're in a comfortable position before going into a game. Um, Make sure you have the same armor, same armor type, and same. Let me see if I could even play. Uh oh, I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. Yeah, I could play right now. I could play tier 2 battle right now. I would get destroyed. Like, no. Make sure you have the same tier armor as your gun. If not, you're gonna get wrecked. So be careful with that. I can't believe they did that. But we pretty much covered everything, didn't we? Yeah. Again, be careful when you're ranking up. Make sure you're ranking up properly. They haven't fixed the game yet. It was a recent update. They did that, and it was just when they added team orders. That's when they added this new ranking system. It's just bad. You know, look how much of a difference a gun makes. Oh wait, that's the wrong gun. Look how much I want to be tier 2. Boom, I'm tier 2. Boom, tier 2. If I had a tier 1 gun, I wouldn't go anywhere. It used to be it not be like that. I would have if I would have added a tier 2 before, it would probably not even go. It would probably go like a little bit after, a little before the number 1 in tier 1. Like, this is just ridiculous. I'm automatically tier 2. Like, look how big that jump is. My robot is still shit, and I'm in tier 2. Like, that's ridiculous, but, you know, it's whatever. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy your day, and I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, please post in the comments below. I will try to answer and as much as I can. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.